Use tube. Here we go. This is the Napa meeting, and I've been sweating on this video for a couple of weeks now. Had it all done and dusted. I was going to do it in 3 parts. Then each part seemed really small, but now this one's probably going to be not long, but it's going to be longer than probably a normal one, maybe 15-20 minutes anyway. We'll see. But yeah, no, didn't want to put this out because first of all, our efforts, and we'll get rid of the bad, our efforts on the track were just pretty bad. We just had 2 DNFs. I think we only finished 1 heat and then the feature for the 2 nights. You know, we had the car way too loose getting in, too tight getting out to start with. Got a phone call from Joel, the 2-time, and I really appreciate that. Well, actually, he didn't phone, he messaged me, but I called him back. And yeah, just had a bit of a chat about ride heights and things like that. And you know, we put it in for that feature on that second night there, and I just wanted to finish the race. I was feeling pretty slow, but you know, we just did what we had to do, locked it down, and it was only a demo, you know, demo thing. But you know, it was all 12 of us. I can guarantee you, weren't treating it like a demo because that was probably the most nervous I've ever been actually going out that first night. Just the crowd, the atmosphere, and everything. And then. So we slapped a couple of times, had a starter motor issue, had a starter motor issue when I got it hit. We put a new starter motor in, but we didn't crimp the signal wire properly onto the starter motor, so it popped off. Couldn't car wouldn't start. I could have got a push start, didn't realise it. Anyway, bam, DNF. Then another one was where the, I think Bronson Morrow's front tyre, right tyre, landed over my drag link. So the rod between the steering box, for those that don't know, on the front end, I've got an S shape in it to clear the front tyre. And what I think has happened is his tyre's gone like that and it's undone it. So anyway, so when the crash crew were putting us apart, they noticed it. I actually thought they said it was broken, but I had, I think, Brent in my ear telling us the redraw. And so I broke my belts, but it just needed a 3/4, which Scotty, one of the guys on the push cars, actually was able to do it up for me. So, and then our feature got cancelled because of time, which is fine. And then that second night, we had a fuel pump crap itself, 3 meeting old. Anyway, so yeah, so we dropped that heat. Then in the second heat, or the first, I can't remember the order, you'll see it, but I started off a pole, brilliant, you know, and backed up to, I don't know. Anyway, so that's in the video as well. And then in the feature, like I said, we just locked it down and come home with I suppose, 6th or 7th or 7th, which is midfield, 6th, whatever, and which is probably where we are, really, a midfield car. But all that aside, you know, the event was awesome. So I really need to thank everybody that was involved, from lending me motors, steering boxes, to the organisers of the event. They treated us, even though we were a support, and some people think, you know, yeah, we get bashed around as being a support, track packing and all that. They really do. They gave us a lot of courtesy and stuff like that, and treated us, you know, awesomely. And so grateful to all the organisers that had the involvement in that. There's plenty of them, I know a lot of them, but thanks everybody. And then also thanks to my sponsors, and most of all my crew and my family. You know, we had a blast, even though the chips were down. And yeah, especially when we put the car on the fence there, it was really weird the way it happened. You'll see it in the video. It doesn't look that much, but it really did push the whole front of the car over and do a little bit of damage on the chassis. So I'm picking that up tomorrow night. My engine's just about ready to come back. I've got my own, another steering box as well, so I can give coatings back to him when I get a chance. And I think we're looking at the 11th of January as our next meeting. There's not much going on, but I've got so much work going on at the moment, so I can't race anyway. So, but yeah, the 11th of January is what we've got our sights set on, which is at Murray Bridge. So I didn't want to keep this that long, I just did. But anyway, here's the video. I hope you enjoy it. You know, write down what I did wrong. I'm sure there's plenty of people that think they know where we could improve, and actually I'd like to hear it. Yeah, I'm open to anything. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
warranty for the Wingless Sprints. So effectively the same chassis, wheels, axle, rear end. V6 powered. Maybe a VP Commodore or something of the like. You would have wheeled one of those
I
at the
sure
bridge
did.
back in the day.
Absolutely, and a great, as Wade pointed out, a great budget way to get into the sport, and a division that's really grown over the years. And keep an eye, there's some names out there that are also going to feature during the Dunlop Series this weekend.
Daryl Sloan, Matt Kennedy make up the front row, and we're racing for the first time. 8 laps the journey. Sprint car heats will be on track just at 8 p.m. local time here in South Australia. So getting things underway officially here at Napa Speedway, sprint cars in the city. Matty Kennedy, the S21, started on the outside of the front row. Got the advantage over Daryl Sloan, Caleb Evans, Bronson Morrow. Slots into 4th, Sam Martin, Jesse Alexander, Andy Thomas, Matty Tyler. Joel Heinrich's on the move. Position number 9, Tate Cowie, Brad Vaughan and Hayden Vickers.
They were.
Great vantage point as well. Up close to the action, Wingless Sprints are on the track at the moment. Our dash redraw coming up in a moment for that heat race winner as well as the next quickest car that qualified.
It's a good chance for our wingless drivers. An invitational dozen that have made their way across for this event at the Napa Speedway. Tate Cowie, Brad Vaughan in the mix here. Hayden Vickers and Joel Heinrich, Jesse Alexander and Matt Tyler, Bronson Malro also in the field with Andy Thomas, Caleb Evans, Sam Martin, Matthew Kennedy and Daryl Sloan all in the field for this second heat race, the invitational event for the wingless. Good build up. Here comes the green flag. Into one, Heinrich straight away to the lead for the moment. He'll stay side by side on the way down the back straight for the first time. So the Aussie racing car champion moves to the lead at the end of lap 1. The cars bounce their way through 3 and 4, but Heinrich leads.
So what we saw earlier, we invert them. If you start at the rear of the field, Knowles, you go to the front. Joel Heinrich certainly benefiting from this. That's South Australia 16. He's a genuine superstar, isn't he? He's dabbled with a wing on top as well. Budget restraints, which I'm sure there's so many of them. Beautiful move from Brad Vaughan. Heard from his father, Steve, a legendary name in sedan racing earlier on. Brad recently put it to the podium at Sun Gold Stadium, Premier Speedway, Warrnambool. Very talented operator as well. He loses that second position. Tate Cowie's on the move, the 56 car.
Oh, they're piling up. They're piling up once again in the middle of turn 2, right in front of the packed mounds here. 3-4 cars involved here. Bronson
Morrow in that black and gold, number 41. He's got a vantage point of a couple of his rivals.
So Matty Tyler in the mix, caught up, but with these robust wingless, there shouldn't be any damage, and we should get them all back to a restart with Heinrich Cowie and Brad Vaughan, who was just starting to move towards the front.
Yeah.
Aboard the 80, the Caltex Dello replay will tell us how this all happened on the run into turn 1.
Oh, and just a spin, unfortunately, from Matt Tyler. You could see there was visible frustration from the arm movements as Bronson knew that he had nowhere to go. Poor Andy Thomas has been in the thick of it as well, the SA95. He was involved in that first skirmish, and I think you'll find...
Pushed it on a bit more as well. Yeah. Well, I didn't actually push on, but I gave it a bit of a push. Yes.
Do you have another screwdriver? Are they hot?
Move the blocks, please. So I stood up the way I usually do, but
Yeah. When you have that tap.
Like and subscribe, bitches.
far. But they look to continue this association into the future, and we hope that everybody shows their support.
No doubt about that. I'll stick with you on this one too, Gav. Wingless Sprints on track, their first heat race of the night. They had a bit of a wild and woolly night last night, but I'm hoping the guys and girls will settle in and give us some ripping racing in here.
Which we know they're capable of. Have a look at that. 3 wide as they worked out of turn number 4 for the first time. Andy Thomas, your early race leader, the South Australia 95. That's the light blue, black and pink entry. Joel Heinrich already skipping up into position number 4. He was very good last night. Won the second heat race on the evening. Bronson Morrow deeper in the field. Nice to see him make a welcome return as now we see Matt Kennedy going after Andy Thomas, and he's picked up the lead. Thomas been bumped at 2. Heinrich will not be denied as he slips through again in that South Australia 16 in position number 3. Goes after Andy Thomas and he's to P2. So Matt Kennedy, Joel Heinrich. I believe this battle will resume this evening as Andy just clips over the curve as Sam Martin almost upends. Oh boy, the South Australia 66, that was so close. Caught the right rear coming out of turn number 2, Wade, and Heinrich slides through to the race lead. He is on point tonight to open up heat race number 1 as we're halfway home.
He's such a versatile wheel twister. We spoke about this last night. The guy can pretty well get in and wheel anything. His old man was outstanding at that as well. Neat little battle going on for 3rd right now, though. Track is really racy, considering we haven't hot lapped it or anything. We just rolled straight into our first wingless heat. There'll be no hot laps for sprint cars, just straight into qualifying.
Tate Cowie's moving into the mix as well, celebrating a birthday today is Tate. So the 56 car trying to work his way in on Sam Martin, who's not frightened to put it in around the top of Andy Thomas. Beautiful move for 3rd. The white flag is out, denotes 1 lap to run. Heat number 1. The action line marking South Australia 16. For the wingless sprints is Joel Heinrich. Works off turn number 4 for the final time. Heat number 1 is in the books. That's a little cleaner. That's a little more what we're accustomed to.
Yeah, absolutely. Better job for Andy too, because last night was a bit of a Barry Crocker for him.
Certainly found himself in bother in both heat races, didn't he, as Matt Kennedy will cross the line in position number 2. Sam Martin eventually gets him for 3rd. Andy Thomas bumped to 4th. Tate Cowie, the birthday boy, home in the top 5 of the
It is absolutely packed down here in this pit lane. Have a look at all these people. Everybody is absolutely leaning over the fence. What a cool concept to be this close to all this. I do spot a visitor from a different shore over here. Josh Holt is over here from Sioux Falls in South Dakota with my race pass down here enjoying his first look at all this. Josh, what do you make of all this, mate? Firstly, are you sunburnt? You look a little sunburnt to me.
I got sunburnt multiple times today.
I told you.
Well, it's credible. This is an amazing event. I mean, can you see all the people here? Can you see the big buildings in the background? I mean, we don't have anything like this here in the States. I mean, this is really cool to be a part of this event.
Very different to what you used to back home, but the principle's still the same, mate. We love our racing.
Yeah, everything's pretty much the same, except for you guys all have an accent that I'm not used to, but...
Have you noticed that you're the only one with the accent here, Josh?
First time, yeah. Usually that's you when you come over to the States for us. But no, it's this is awesome. The people here are fantastic. The racers are great. And what awesome races have been going on here. This racetrack was built, what, 7 days, 8 days, something like that? And the race that happened last night, the race that's going to happen tonight, we're really excited to see that.
It's always good to have you here, mate. We'll talk to you a bit later on.
Absolutely, thank you.
So great crowd in. Hope everyone's enjoying Napa Speedway. Thanks for tuning in on Clay Per View. Look forward to our dash draw coming up for our top 8, the heat race winners, joined by the next quickest qualified car. Monster crowd in, enjoying the racing here on a Friday night in Adelaide. Wingless Sprints, their second heat race of the night. About to turn them loose. So grid draws already set for tonight's sprint car B1 and B main number 2. A pair of cars out of each of those B mains will tack onto the tail of the 16 cars already locked into tonight's sprint car main event. It'll be a 20-car field that we're looking to drop the green on for 35 laps. And that's all still to come. So Darryl Sloan will lead us off, the Prez, the South Australia 8. Caitlin Vickers taking the reins of the S36 tonight. So Caitlin's got an outside front row starting spot. So here we go. We drop the green. 8 laps the distance. Wingless Sprints, heat race number 2. Caitlin Vickers gets a great start. A little bit of moisture just being put down on the circuit, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all but 9 cars out of the 10 or 12. Holy, it is a train wreck. The proverbial Woolworths car park down in turn number 1 and 2 for the Wingless Sprints here to open up heat race number 2.
Racetrack right now. You're going to think, would they rip it?
I would say at this point, just in general, the whole thing's exceeded everybody's expectations. It's spectacular, and they've done such a great job so far. I'm sure they'll do the right thing.
Good to see you back home, Kerry. Thanks. Kerry Madsen, boys, I love it. There's never any BS with Kerry, is it? Straight to the point. Except, Gav, how good was he when he commentated with us at the Classic?
He was very lively, to say the least, as green light was on fleetingly there for a lap or two as the yellows blink on. Sam Martin and poor Andy Thomas in the Speed Vision number 95. Just bring the yellows on. Only 2 laps in, still 6 laps remaining. Up in turn number 3 and 4.
Good luck tomorrow at the Supercross, mate. Always good to see you.
Thanks, mate.
Decky Adams, boys. Cool to see so many different people from so many different disciplines here.
Huge crowd as we remind everybody once again for the 2024 Napa Speedway Sprint Cars in the City event as we get back underway. 6 laps on the board as For good reason. Sam Martin, your pole sitter. Time to get it on. 12 laps here at the Napa Speedway. Next event will be the sprint car main event. They rip down into turn number 1 for the first of 12 laps.
Heinrich tried to make it 3 wide through the middle of turn 2 down the back straight. He might lose a spot, but commits to the top in the action line marking number 16. Matty Kennedy also doing that as well. They're trying to force that outside line to work while the balance of the field down the bottom and running that curb as they work the back straight. Side by side on now, down into turn number 3.
G. Heinrich's got some work to do. He's been shuffled back. He was trying to rim ride his way around the outside. Sam Martin's got this race in control as Jesse Alexander looked like at one point he would go from second row right to the point. Sam Martin slid right through 1 and 2. 3 down, 9 to run. Martin will not put a foot wrong here on the bottom, and if they feel like they're good enough to get themselves around the outside, let's find out. Jesse Alexander, Caitlin Vickers, she sits in 3rd. She's up for the challenge here too. Brad Vaughan, Matt Kennedy. A solid top 5. Strong lineup that are looking set to contest the opening round of the wide open wingless series at High Tech Oils, Toowoomba Speedway. Daniel Goldoni will be unable to sleep tonight, I think. He'd be so excited. Talk about pipe dreams. Good luck with it all, Daniel.
Lives and breathes this sport, doesn't he?
Doesn't he, what?
So Vaughan running back in 4th position while Sam Martin continues to lead. Just a second or so up the road from Jesse Alexander. Caitlin Vickers still runs in 3rd with Kennedy behind Vaughan. Thomas Heinrich back in 7th. Darryl Sloan up into 8th. Malroy, Tyler inside that top 10.
Still Sam Martin halfway home. 6 down, 6 to run. Everybody just cruising the bottom. Gee, Joel Heinrich, front row to position number 7. So difficult to grab anything for the Wingless Sprints. Out on that high groove, so they're just cruising the bottom. Nobody really forcing the issue. Jesse Alexander still maintains a slender advantage in position number 2. Caitlin now is under enormous pressure here as Brad Vaughan has caught her tail tank. So the S80 looking racy, Matt Kennedy as Sam Martin. Hard to see him being stopped at the moment. Started on the front row, deservedly so, and he has not put a foot wrong here, Nolts.
Just smooth through the turns. And that's how you win these races in these kind of conditions. The 66 will have 1 lap remaining. as he eases his way through turn 4 and to the main straight.
White flag, 1 to run. Just beautiful through turn 1 and 2. Just leaves the left front, just dangling over the curb with ease. Gee, what a stage to win. The Wingless Sprint feature event, 12 laps, has just been run and won. And Sam Martin, you talk about records, etches his name into the history books as well.
And 4 checkers to greet the winner tonight, Sam Martin, who wins by just over a second from Jesse Alexander. Caitlin Vickers 3rd at the end of that A main. Matthew Kennedy 4th, Brad Vaughan in 5th, Andy Thomas and Joel Heinrich 6th and 7th, Darryl Sloan, Malro, Tyler Evans and Tate Cowie completing that field.
Do you have any? Elf.
Where you been?
Where I've been?
Been waiting for you.
I went and had about 3 hours sleep, and that's about it. How's team as yesterday? All right.
Who's he?
Congrats on the win, buddy.
Thanks, mate.
Well done.
We grew up going to Marty Bridge and stuff.